Hi, Pleximus here with another episode of Minecraft ATM7 to the sky. And today we want to get rid of these guys and work on a good power generation. And with a good power generation, I mean something that is producing for us a few thousand IF per tick. So we don't have to think about each and every little machine that we are connecting to the grid. As one of the direct follow-up steps, I would then work on the power distribution. And for this, we have a fantastic mod in the pack, and this is Flux Networks. And it will guarantee us that we can put our power anywhere where we need that all over the place. So it has no distance restrictions whatsoever. Okay, so let's get started. First, I want to talk about how we are going to do that and what we need for this power generation. And the first one is, I guess that you all know this kind of how we generate the power. That's with Mekanism, the gas burning generator. And for the gas burning generator, for the entire setup, we need a few machines. The first one is, of course, the generator itself. Then we need the pressurized reaction chamber. We will need an electrolytic separator. And I think we also need a crusher. And then some cables. I will prepare a barrel with advanced magnet, with an advanced magnet upgrade. And I can show you then in the setup itself very soon how we will use that. And we also need a sink because we will need some water for that. And yeah, I think that's it. So first of all, let's put the things together. Let's craft that. And afterwards, let's find a place where we can set this whole thing up. Let me get going with the gas separator. But, well, before I show you this, what I would suggest is what I've prepared here and counted some of the resources that you would need, besides the normal stuff like, you know, the iron and redstone and all of the other easy things that we should already have in abundance. I would go for 6 basic control circuits at least. I think that's what we need. If I'm wrong 1 or 2 pieces, I'm sorry for that, but I counted 6. Then the infused alloy, we will need about 16, 26 steel ingots, and 2 ender pearls. I haven't counted exactly the diamonds, but roughly 1 or 2, I assume. Good. With that, let's put all the resources in our system. And let's get crafting. Let's start with the generator. So we need 2 steel casings. 1, 2. Then we will need the electrolytic core. And I think that's it. Perfect. So we have the burning generator, then the pressurized reaction chamber or PRC. 2 times the basic chemical tank. 1, 2. Then 1 dynamic tank. And then we need the enrichment chamber, and for that we need another steel casing. Enrichment chamber. And now we can build the PRC. Great, another big one. Another big one done. So, third one is the electrolytic separator. We need this guy to separate the water. Okay, 1 core. And done. Very nice. And a crusher. For the crusher we need another steel casing. And I need 2 buckets of lava. So let's get some buckets here. Okay, 1, 2. And we have our crusher. Great. So I prepared the barrel. Okay. But what I also need besides the barrel is the advanced magnet upgrade. And before we can craft the advanced one, we need the normal one. Starting with, okay, first with the upgrade base, then with the pickup, then we can do normal magnet. I'm not 100% sure if the normal is good enough, but just to make sure, I put in the advanced because I think it says has more filtering options. Let's see if we can use that. Good, so we have the generator, we have the PRC, we have the separator, the crusher, the sink. We are missing the sink because we will need a lot of water. Okay, now we have the sink. Then we have the chest with the magnet upgrade. And yeah, how we then generate really our biofuel. I will discuss and talk with that a little bit in just a minute, because what I will do here is think about how I want to plan this. I want to have a kind of a platform, a little bit something, because that will be for some time our #1 power generation, and I would like to have it in a little bit more nicer place. So somewhere around here. And as you can see, Rion is already starting off and building. Wow, that looks cool. Hi Rion, how are you doing?
Hi there. Well, I'm fine. So basically, what I try to do here is take some rough first steps for what I'm planning to do here. Basically, mark out the area, get a rough idea of how it might look like. So I started by thinking about this bridge. So it's been hanging in the air without support, basically
Well,
connecting these two islands, and that was a little bit strange. So I thought, yeah, what could we use a bridge for? Obviously, you use a bridge to get over a river or some stream or something. So that's what I'm doing here, just the
okay,
other way around.
okay,
We didn't start with the stream and then made a bridge to get over it. We made the stream under the bridge, but
okay. I mean,
small details. That's Minecraft.
yeah, looks already fantastic. I think not bad.
Um, yeah, as you might already know, we plan to use the Inferium to get the mystical agriculture started, but I recently realized that for the mystical agriculture, we need the altar, the what's it called? Infusion altar. And that needs dark matter. Dark matter needs all the modium. So we first have to go to Twilight Forest to grab some of that. And yeah, so the big dirt production was delayed, and I used the little production that you made for me earlier. So yeah,
Yeah, I haven't talked with
that's what.
about the dirt production here on the episodes, so on the videos at the moment, because it was just a, you know, a try if that works, if it generates enough. And then immediately what I bumped into in that is that I don't have enough power to scale it up, because I mean it is working. You still have 945. I think it generated just in a few hours. It generated 2,000 or something dirt. And guys, if
Yeah,
you're,
we would have to scale that up a lot,
yeah,
but
if you're interested in that, the recipes: 2 gravel and
I mean,
2.
I don't plan to use all of the dirt from there. I just wanted to get a basic layout, basic idea
Oh, you can. I mean,
for
I don't
the
use the
big,
dirt for anything else here, so you
because
can.
I
Yeah.
didn't touch the hill at all. I mean, we we are still in the planning phase, and the big hill will need tens of thousands of dirt. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I will play around with that for sure to see how fast I can get this. It's the recipes: 2 normal dirts, normal, with 2 gravel will give us 4 coarse dirts. And then if we sieve these guys down, as you can see here, you have a 100 plus 40% chance to get normal dirt. And that means that you are more than doubling the dirt that you have by adding gravel to it. So really, at the moment, what is holding us back here is that the crusher is simply too slow. It's too slow because we don't have enough power. Blah blah. As you know, it's always a long chain of events or a long chain of items needed in Minecraft. So I don't want to talk about this setup at the moment. What I want to talk about is the power generation that hopefully helps us in getting this a little bit faster, and so we can keep Rion busy before we are going to the Twilight Forest and getting all the Modium. Having said that, okay, I will prepare a little bit of a platform here to start off with the mechanism setup, and I will be back soon. Okay, so now what we have done here is we built a nice platform, already a little bit close to what Rion is doing here, but still good accessible from our place. So we want to build our power generation from Mekanism in this area. I was putting down a mandrill tree so that we can see where it is. I love mandrill trees. I think they also look quite cool. And yeah, integrated dynamics is a great mod. Anyways, we're gonna build that here. Already digged out some of the blocks that we need. Let me start off with what exactly do we want to do? We want to generate the energy with the gas burning generator. And what the gas burning generator needs to generate the power is ethylene. Now, if we check out how do we get that, we can look in the JEI. Here's the ethylene. And good for us because we just crafted the pressurized reaction chamber. It will generate ethylene for us. What do we need for that? This is hydrogen, and on the other side, it's a lot of things. And believe me, if you wait long enough, I really hate that stuff, but if you wait long enough, you will see water coming up. Okay, let's assume that's correct. So let me take the pressurized reaction chamber and put it down. So I want to put it down. Let me put another block here first. Let's put it down here. We will take the ethylene out of the PRC and we'll put it into the gas burning generator. Very nice. Good. So we said we need hydrogen and water. So let's work on that. First thing is, let me come back to that. The first thing is the hydrogen. How do we get hydrogen? If you click on it, you can see a few different methods. The easiest one, and this is the one we picked here, is the electrolytic separator. Here you get out of water, and a lot of other stuff, but that's also water. You can make hydrogen and oxygen. Now, what can we do with the oxygen? If we then have a follow-up process for the, I think it's called high PDL or something like that. So if we want to do that, we will need the oxygen. We don't need that at the moment. Therefore, we will use one of the great functionalities from Mekanism where we can just dump this. But we will use the hydrogen. Anyways, we need the electrolytic separator for that. So we have the electrolytic separator and we will put it just beside the PRC. Now, the important stuff, how I would do that, if you're not 100% sure, if you are starting off and you're beginning, a little tip. If you fill up these tanks from Mekanism with the wrong gas, fluid, whatever it is not very easy to get that out. So you have the best is then you are connecting a tank, you're trying to get this out with a tank or something. Otherwise, it will stay in there because, as you can see here, I already did a little bit of a test run. You can see the oxygen, the 100 millipart, and you can see the water. Even if I break it and I and I put it down again, it's still in there. So if you have the wrong fluids or the wrong gases in the machines, it can be tricky to get them out. So be very careful before you put in some energy, before you start it off. Make sure that you are doing the right stuff. So with that, I want to put down a sink. So we will get the water from the sink for these both machines. The first one, we will get the water in here to generate the hydrogen and oxygen. We said the oxygen we don't need, so therefore you have three possibilities here. You can say you go on idle. That would mean if this tank is full, it will stop the machine. If you dump the excess, it would fill up the tank inside of the machine, and then it will more or less void it, very similar to a drawer. Or you can say dump it immediately. What we want to do is, and that's always for me the case, I will dump it on excess, because you see these fields below, you can put in a bucket and get something out of it. So if we need oxygen in any point in time, we can just take this, okay? And here the other tank, the other one is we just put on idle. Good. Now the most important thing is what we are planning to do is we are planning to get the water from the back, and we want to put out the hydrogen on the left-hand side. So what you want to do is items we don't need. If you look at the energy, normally it is on default. It can take energy from all different sides, doesn't matter. So keep it as is, that's okay. What we're carrying at the moment is the fluids tab. And again, the fluids tab, default, you can put in fluids wherever you want. As the only fluid that we will get in the system is water, we can leave that as is. Just leave as is, that's all fine. So then what we want to make sure is that on the gases, you see here on the left hand side, make sure that the output from the gas, and this is the blue one, is on the left side. That would go into the PRC. The guy's annoying, isn't he? So we want to have the blue one, this here, that's the hydrogen. We will go, that should go to the PRC, and that's the left hand side. So blue, left hand side, everything's fine, okay? Now, the other thing is the PRC. The PRC is a little bit more difficult, but let's first figure out the two most important things. Where's the water and where's the hydrogen coming from? So let's first look at the fluids. Energy, again, from everywhere. Fluids, also from the fluids config. It can't eject, but it will accept it from everywhere. The gases, that's at the end of the day, that's our output, what we really want to get out of it. That's the ethylene. We want to make sure that the output is in front so that we can then connect these two, so we can connect it to the gas burning generator and make sure that the gas burning generator has enough ethylene to work. Okay. I'm just checking if my one is okay. With that, let's connect that. First, we need the basic mechanical. I'm doing that here with the mechanism pipes, basic mechanical pipes. Be careful about the names. Sometimes mechanical pipe would indicate, perhaps you think, as I did, that we are talking about items. That's not the case, because you can see capacity 2000 millibuckets per tick. So this is definitely a fluids pipe, and you can immediately see it connects. That's a good sign. You should build the configurator, because very simple to the pipes that we have here in the mod, you can shift right click and then change it from push to pull, and you see the water is flowing in. Well, okay, that's not really fair, because We had the water already in there, but yeah, nothing else is full, so that's also a good sign. We are on the right input. Good. Now, what else does the PRC need to work? Let's quickly check here in the JEI. So to make the ethylene, what we need is biofuel, and it will generate the substrate and the ethylene. Now for the substrate, this is more or less, I don't know, that's a dump. We don't need that. So what we can do with it, we can just put a drawer on top of it and making sure that the output from the item here, the output is on the top. And you can eject that. That's very nice. Okay. So it's putting it out and we can store that. We will have void upgrade in there if we need that at some point in time. If we can follow up with the process, do something else, we can use it. Now, the other thing, now let's come to the generation of the biofuel and how we are doing this. Let's go back with the biofuel. How can I do biofuel? And if you look at it, it's a pulse grinder or the crusher. And of course, crusher is the mechanism stuff. We want to do that with mechanism. So we will have a look at all the organic stuff like melons, rose. So you can use flowers, you can use saplings, whatever you have. And there are some things that will generate more biofuels, like you can see here, 7 out of warped wart block or something like that. So there are some tricky things or very simple stuff. Okay. What I was thinking about, what I can use here is a very interesting method. And this is, let me put down the crusher first. So now the crusher, we will make sure that he's, we want to store, of course, we want to store what we are getting in. And we will use for that a chest. And, well, now let me build this up and explain it afterwards. So what I want to use here is cactus. And as you probably know, cactus on SNAD is growing extremely fast. Now, what I can do here is I can use the way cactus is interacting, or how much blocks it is using when it's growing, and that means if I put the cactus here, it's immediately growing because it normally needs more than just one block. It is pushing into the sign and it's breaking. And as you've probably seen, the growth from 1 to 2 is extremely fast, and then it stops. Now, how can we get all of these nice cactus to be used in our crusher? And now we will make use of the great sophisticated storage that we have. I made a sophisticated storage chest and an advanced magnetic upgrade, as you can remember. And if we put the cactus in the whitelist, so we allow only cactus to come in, it will simply pick up all the cactus that we have. If we delete that, you see, if I put dirt in, it picks it up. Let's do that again. I think there's simply too much going on here. I'm not quite sure if the chest can handle everything. So if we put the dirt on, come on. Oh yeah, okay, because that's a whitelist. Okay, that was my my fault. Sorry for that. So that means if you want the dirt, if you want the chest to pick up everything, as you can see here, just switch off the whitelist. Now it's blocking. It's blocking nothing. Therefore, it's picking up everything. If we switch that on and we say only pick up cactus, we throw in the dirt, nothing. We throw in the cactus, it's gone, and it's in the chest. So great stuff. If we do that, normally in the last few mods, I've done it with a potato farm. Here it is absolute. I mean, that's crazy. The amount it's producing is absolutely fantastic. So the only thing that we need here is now the crusher should take items from the top. Okay, that's good. And we will output on the right-hand side. So what we will do with that is we output on the right-hand side just to have a buffer in there. Something's happening with the crusher. Normally the crusher is the slowest in the whole chain here. We will speed them up for sure, all of them. We will make them faster and more efficient. But for now, we just want to see if it works. And therefore, I want to put the stuff in the drawer here. And to make sure that the drawer is then out doing the output, pushing it to, come on, man, pushing it into the PRC, we are inputting a pusher upgrade. And with right click, you can check where it should put out. Okay, down, up, north, and in our case, it's east. So let's see if that works. So this is working. Okay, now what we can do in the first step, just to see if it's working, we can put in one redstone. Input on drop. That should work. Okay guys, sorry, what I forgot is, of course, this chest cannot push items down. So what we need to do is, and that's already prepared, is use some cables, and in our case, the basic logistical transporters, and set this on push so that it can go down. That's the first thing. Second thing, of course, as always with Mekanism, make absolutely sure that you have everything configured correctly, and that means this is the back, and we want to have input here, output on the right, eject is on. Now that looks good to me, and it's already working. If we put in some energy, we should get the biofuel in this drawer, and this drawer is pushing it directly into the PRC. Okay, fantastic. That looks good. So we just have to put that in here. Nice. Cactus for days. Wonderful. Okay, so this is working. This is working. Let me first of all connect that with energy cables. So, because all of that needs to be powered. And yeah, finally we'll have a flux point on there to use that energy. Let me see if I put some redstone in there, what this thing is doing. I don't think it has enough hydrogen. So let's test this. Okay, I have some energy here. I guess the hydrogen, yeah, is going directly over to the PLC. That looks good. I think it's still not enough. Okay, but I think it looks good enough for me to get some energy for the jump start. Not even quite sure if, I don't think that's working, is it? Does it not use? Oh, doesn't matter. Let's see if we have our coal generator. No. And let's quickly go up there and let's take one of the windmills. Let me see. That's not a lot, I know. But I hope it's good enough to get it started. Oh, it's generating ethylene. Perfect. So the only thing that's left is we need some where do we have some gas? I need gas. Let me see where we have this. Basic mechanical. Universal cable, that's the energy cable. Pressurized tube. Okay. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. So we don't need you anymore. And we are producing energy. And I was testing this out in other mods. It's really, you can get up to, I've even got 21k RF per tick. So that's a lot. What we still should do is get our tools for the drawers. Let me quickly do that. Tools, the config tool, and I want to lock this. Yeah, let's lock it here. And put the biofuel in. And I also want to lock this. Very good. At the beginning, it will be very quick. If this is completely filled up, it will more or less stop working until we use any of these energy. You see the buffer here is 20 kFE. We have not. We don't have any large machines at the moment, but this will give us the opportunity to really speed up the sieving process over there, to put all the upgrades in. And yeah, now we have a very good energy. The next thing that we should do is going for the flux network. And yeah, the other thing is Rion found out that we need all the Modium. So this will be quite an adventure when we're going over to another dimension. I hope you liked the video. Please like and subscribe if you did. And thank you very much for watching. And I see you the next time. Bye bye.